So this video is more or less my critique about the World of Warcraft PvP system and the problems that I perceive about it. Um, and this critique is not necessarily it can't exclusively be directed toward World of Warcraft. I think it can be directed toward a a vast swath of games, but I think that World of Warcraft is one of the biggest offenders of what I perceive to be the problem. And a little disclaimer here: I'm not a hardcore fan of this game, and I certainly have no real accolades on in any competitive sense. But I have played this game on and off for years now, and I also think that it's that's a kind of a dumb critique that a lot of people are very willing to throw. But I think that it's baseless that you have to be good at a game in order to critique it. I think that's kind of ridiculous. And I've dabbled in many games throughout my life, generally in the PvP category. And and so I am somewhat familiar with gaming as a whole. Um, the, I think basically my critique is twofold. I think that on the first part is there's too much farming involved in not just the PvP system but the game as a whole. And the second part is there's too much diversity in the PvP system. And I and I'll start with the second point, in that I believe that the most pure and prominent games are those that rely as much or as heavily as possible on skill, like chess. I think in chess there's a very small level of diversity. There is in regards to queen placement and white having the ability to go first, but it's highly minimal. Uh, I think that most people play a PvP game and they believe that the higher rank they are, the more skilled they are. Um, in 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 games like World of Warcraft, the level of diversity in regards to gear, classes, races, etc. is so high, and you could argue on balance that skill is highly minimized. Chess is the purest form of competition, and games like World of Warcraft fall short in trying to replicate the evenness of something like chess. And I know people are, we play MMOs because we like, different races and classes and such, but that's fine. But I think that in the PvP system, skill should always take precedence over gear and covenants and class and all that other stuff. Which actually brings me to my next point regarding farming. To get an item level that is absolutely necessary in order to enjoy the game in any sort of competitive way. Everyone has to grind highly unenjoyable and dull scenarios like Torghast, which is this dull nightmare of just grinding, and I just refuse to waste my time doing something like that. And I mean, I know that to get stat boosts like deepening bond, you have to grind this covenant and do quests all the time. It's really really ridiculous. And I know that the financial goal of Blizzard is to keep people glued to their computer for as long as possible, but doing these boring objectives to compete in PvP feels like a huge waste of time. It makes me not not even want to play this game at all. And in reality, I really haven't. I would also like to highly recommend active players to reconsider playing this game, because I just think there's so many more fruitful things you can do than endlessly grind bullshit. I don't know, read a book or learn a skill or kiss a girl. I don't know, something. But this grinding shit, it just feels stupid and utterly just pointless. The only thing that's fun about this game is the PvP system, and you can't even really do it without doing things that are not very fun. I don't know what you guys will do in regards to whether or not you'll keep playing, but as for me, I've had enough of this game.